1 2 1 2. You just set it down and talk.
You probably had to ask me something.
All right, I'm saying, well, I mean, just what we was just talking about anyway.
Melanin.
About melanin.
Yeah, melanin is very profound. Something that
Sound like you saying melanie. You know, you might want to clear it
I'm
up.
from Suffolk / Harlem, man.
That sound like melanie to me. He's saying melanin.
Melanin.
You know, and just to say first, I thought just, you know, like most of us. Nah. Let it keep rolling. It's all good. Let it keep rolling. Nah, in all its errors. You know, like melanin is yeah. All that, you know, I thought melanin was, you know, when you see the darkest dark person, you know, that shows how much melanin is in his skin because of the darkness, you know. So like most people, that's what I was thinking. Melanin is how dark people are, and the more melanin you have, the better it is for your skin to be protected from the sun. And
So
you about to tell me something else.
Is that the deepest
That's deep as I know.
That's the deepest you understand the melanin was ever given to you, right?
Yeah.
That's almost as deep as somebody saying, he's an old soul, he been here before, but never explains it any further, right?
Yeah.
So we always get the surface of stuff. And we are programmed to think that the surface stuff is the real stuff.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. What's going on the outer, you know, and I always talk about, you know, you heard in sports, we sports guys, championships are won from the inside out. Throw it into the big man, then kick it back out. So we always heard this concept of inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, your concept of melanin was on an outer perspective, being that when you looked at somebody that was dark, you knew that they had a high concentration of melanin, that they, you know, was more protected from ultraviolet rays. Okay, then what?
Right.
So now what advantage do they have? If they don't know this information and how to convert it, it's just information.
Yeah.
So how can you apply it to your life and become a better being, better person, whatever? So we start looking at why people talk about the inside. Championships are won from the inside out and all this inside stuff. And
Yeah, but not.
I use the analogies all the time of,
right.
you know, you ride past a building.
But you know, that was the terminology. But now you talk about a sport like basketball, it's more outside in. Cats is shooting 3 times as more 3-pointers than they used to. So it's. I don't know. I might have answered the question with that, because that's an outside in thinking that we are in.
Well, then you got to go to, why did the game evolve from being outside in? What happened? Just like you asked the question, people initially were inner self beings and start being outside, right? Just like you say, the basketball game evolved from being inside and there's an outside game. Something happened to change the dynamics of that, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So you can say, okay, this is what's happening, but you got to look at the metaphysics of it. Why? And what changed it into an outside game is the rule first.
Right.
No hand checking.
Oh, without a doubt. And that makes the speed of the game go faster. Just like the speed of, you know, the way people get information now is faster because we got the internet. You know, so when the speed of certain things pick up, it ain't really got no choice but to pick up with it. And you lose a lot of the real elements when you go faster. You know, like some of the fundamentals ain't there, but you the crazy athlete on the court or whatever. You know, that's the same thing like losing some of the fundamentals. Like, yeah, you can do it still, but it's, you know, you're missing some things that could make the game real easy for you if you could just do the simple things.
You just said something important. Speed. They sped the game up, right?
Right.
From no shot clock. So you can throw it into the post and the dude can sit there, you can throw it in all day long, back and forth out, and they ain't got to worry about the shot clock and getting the shot up quickly. So nowadays, they got a shot clock, 24 seconds. You got 8, it was 10 to get it across court. Now they cut it to 8. So now you really got to get it up, right? They speeding it up and all these little dynamics that you ain't even conscious of.
Oh, no, I seen that.
A lot of people to have the conversation and break it down. You see what I'm saying? In a way that we're doing it is kind of spiritual. So you see the true, like, whoa. I didn't even think of it in that way. They went from no shot clock to a 32-second shot clock to a 28-second shot clock, 24. From no 10-second count to a 10-second count to an 8-second count. Everything is speed, right? So now the dude bringing up the court ain't got time to try to wait for the dude to set a double screen and come through. The clock about to run out by the time you get it up. So now I got the jacket.
Yeah.
Right? So that plays a part, but that's forcing everything to the outer, right?
Right.
In the perspective, like, just in that aspect of your life, but they doing it in every aspect of life. From the television shows they create, they know how to create a vibration or a vibe of a television show that keep people's attention on the show. So your attention is out there in the world. They know how to create commercials to advertise a basketball fighting event, build it up to people's attention. Like, I can't wait for that joint.
Yeah.
Your attention, they can't wait to get off work to even to do certain things because their attention is just, it's built up through the media, right? They build it up for you, anticipation. But all this stuff is designed to keep yourself, to keep you from looking within, right? Where the true championships are won at.
Right.
Focus all your attention on the outside. They speeding the game up. All this electronics, Game Boys, iPods, phones, speed, internet, boom, boom, everything fast, quick, right? So if you're trying to keep up with all that, you're moving faster and quicker. So that means that you're getting away from your true self, which is the inside is a slow game, slow paced game, slow the ball down, build inside, right? But going back to the melody in regards to the inside out, we used to thinking it's an outside thing, it's a skin thing, protected. So what's the flip side of it? What's the dynamics of the inside of melody? When you go inside the body, you start finding high concentration of melody in the liver, kidneys, on cell sites. All cells, the essence of every cell is built off of melanin crystals, a crystalline structure, right? Mm-hmm. Another aspect of water, crystal water. And we go back to water being the essence of everything. But this is a crystal form of water. So that's where they start getting computer chips from. All the Teflon material, everything goes back to melanin. And melanin, the essence of it is crystalline melanin. Melanin is what we see when we look into the sky at night, into the galaxy, in the universe. It's dark, it looks dark. When we look into the darkest of any Nubian person that we ever seen, it's not truly black. When you look at it, it's more maybe violet. It's an ultraviolet. That's why.
Yeah, it's just how your eyes perceive it. Yeah.
And, you know, and another shoot off to that, violet. Why I touched on that is, original Americans when they came here, that's where they get the word Indians from the word indigo, because the people were indigo colored. They were dark. So the people, Europeans, like, yo, indigo. Indians came from it. So the people you see in the John Wayne movies, the lighter colored Indians, they're not the real Indians. The real Indians are indigo people, really dark, right? So that's just another shoot of the melanin, but the internal aspects of melanin is profound when you understand that melanin is a chemical. It's a book that I had, Chemical Key to Black Greatness, and it touches on how melanin is a chemical that scientists in the lab trying to duplicate in pill forms and sprays, suntans. You see certain races spraying themselves with this stuff, trying to get melanin. They're trying to get the sun. They're trying to lay out in the sun and get dark. What are they trying to do? Inherently, they don't even know themselves, but inherently they are trying to get more melanin because melanin and darkness, triple stage darkness, is the creation.
He said melanin, y'all. He said melanin.
Yeah, they know what I'm talking about.
And not melanin.
Yes, sir. They know. They understand for sure. But that's what they're talking about. Everything comes out of light comes from darkness, because in every major religion, the Creator says, "Let there be light." In order for him to ask for light, it had to be dark. It had to be dark, right?
Yeah, I mean, for so many, that's so deep that it's hard to digest, to understand it, because you haven't really put much thought to it. But when you simplify it all, it's easy to understand. Understand?
Yeah, but I was just the reason why I'm really going through it so quick is because the only way I can express it in words is if something is coming through to you from the universe, it flows spontaneously. I ain't even thinking about what I'm saying right now. I might have mentioned it to you before, touched on it, but I ain't thinking about this. It's flowing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let it flow at the speed that it's flowing, but it could be simplified a lot easier, even to where kids can understand it. You know, for sure, because it's all about reprogramming. You always hear this. We are programmed through television programming, radio program. Everything is a program, meaning, you know, that's where they get the concept of the matrix, the computer. You know, we're part of the computer system because for some reason they see the correlation between how when we get introduced to information, it's stored on our hard drive the same way the information is stored on the computer. They got everything is duplicated from the human body. How to build a car. The engine from a car is designed from the liver, how the way the liver functions in our body. So you can look at every aspect of us and see it in the world, right? So you study the self. If you know yourself, that's why all the ancient message left in every ancient civilization was man, know thyself. What do that actually mean? Not what color shoes you like, what type of girl I like helping people, I like this. That's surface outer stuff. They're talking about really human psychology, basically understanding how to control feelings, thoughts, emotions, to ascend to higher levels of control. Basically controlling the lower self-based desires, the animal stuff in you. You know, the animal desires, chasing all these thoughts that you have, constantly chasing thoughts instead of watching. But melanin is something that has been suppressed because they know, just like the book says, it's a chemical key to black greatness. Because once you understand the properties of it and how to utilize the energy once it comes in contact with the melanin, right? Once it hits melanin, melanin is a chemical that is sort of like tar, so to speak. When light, sound, or any vibration or frequency comes in contact with it, it sticks to it and it holds on to it for longer periods of time. The higher concentration of melanin that you have, the longer that it binds this light or sound or energy to it. So that's why you see people with highly concentrations of it, more vocal, loud. Man, this dude loud, man. You got a lot of energy, right? And it's displaced, it's uncontrolled. And you always talk about that too. You know, about directing, you know, we got to direct this young energy, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of out of control. And it's some, you know, it can be really harnessed for some good stuff. Just like if Hitler used his energy that he had to do negative and put it on the positive pole, he could have saved billions of people's lives instead of killing billions. But melanin is something that we need to teach our kids about in regards to who they are and how to utilize the energy that comes in contact with them and the type of energy that they perceive through their eyes and what they choose to perceive and entertain, so to speak. We as an adults, unconsciously or uneducatedly, if we don't know, we just don't know how to teach that to our kids. But once we come across certain information, we gotta break the cycle and get it to our kids so they can teach their kids and break the cycle. And we ain't talking about racism. We ain't talking about division. This information is for all human beings.
No doubt.
We talking about just like people with low concentration of melanin going out, buying sprays, pills, and trying to sit in the sun to get more of it. They trying to get more of it by any means, artificial, whatever, how they can get it, and they don't even know themselves why they chasing this thing. Because that's the essence of all creation. Look up into the sky, what you see. Close your eyes, what you see. You see them, it's darkness, in peace, in quiet. At the middle, at 2 o'clock in the a.m., you go outside in the country, it's nothing. You hear it, nature. It's not a whole lot of people, nobody talking, yelling and screaming, so you know the nature of creation is stillness and quiet and peace. We all seek that. Man, I need to go on a vacation and get some peace and quietness. Man, I wish I could go somewhere I had a room I could lock myself in, the kids can't come bother me. I need peace and quietness. Man, I wish I had a mattress that costs $5,000 so I can get the best sleep in the world. We all seeking this thing called peace and quietness, right? But at the same time, we are programmed to chase this thing called the world. It's action. If you ain't doing nothing, you ain't doing nothing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the trick that they want you to think that it's all happening on the outside. But I can't afford to pay for a trip to the Dominican Republic right now, physically from the outside. but I can close my eyes and be there. I can close my eyes and be there right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But melanin, once you understand it, man, really gives kids a better sense of being. Like, just more than, because it's all about, every time we look, it's about race and color. It's a disparity. What's the divide? What's the real issue? Why are we really different? We are different. Yeah. Eternally. I mean, talk even just from a physical, chemical, a physical brain or DNA. We just talk about the physical aspect, but from a spiritual perspective, melanin has another. Melanin has another special element. It's a binding element. It means that when anything comes in contact with it, it holds on to it. It binds two things together, like intellect and morals. If somebody with a high concentration of melanin sees somebody get beat up, they'll be more likely to be affected by it. Oh man, that's messed up, dude. Why the police do that man like that? Then another person might be like, man, he probably deserved it. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been walking across the street like that. He should have been using the crosswalk. You know, they're creating reasons why that action was justified instead of saying, yeah, that's jacked up. Initially feeling compassion opposed to going straight to justification. Something wrong there. If you think about that psychologically, just on a small level, for a person to go straight to trying to justify something that another person feel like is just, dude, why he do that? He handcuffed. Why he do that to him? He ain't resisting. Why they got that knee in his throat? Why is it 5 of them? We feeling compassion for this person, and another person feeling, ain't none of my business. Ain't had nothing to do with me. Ain't affect me. I ain't getting involved. He probably deserved it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Should have had his pants up. Really? That was equal punishment. Pants down. Yeah. You almost get beat to death. Yeah. Right? Tail light out, you might die. You know what I mean? So we looking at stuff from a moral perspective because the melanin binds spirituality with intellect. And these other people just using things based off of intellect, which is law. They care nothing about morals. Go in a courtroom and argue morals, you'll lose every time.
I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, you can't argue morals in a courtroom. It's law. It's law. It's intellect. Legalese. You need to study and read, brother. The more proficient you at legalese, you can come in here and stand a chance of winning. But you can't go argue morals and win nothing in a courtroom.
I'm just breaking down the 3 parts of melanin. The first is